shit. Yeah, I don't have any news, by the way. Hello, party people. How are we doing out there? I'm Lucas.
And I'm Mike.
Yay, we're back after 2 weeks of hiatus
Holy
almost.
moly.
We should have announced that or something, but oh well, our audience is still growing.
Yeah.
Does not matter.
So we went on hiatus because me and Luke had an enormous fight about which one of us is better looking. I say him, he says me, and we came to the conclusion that we're both wrong.
Yeah, we're both wrong. We're both very, very ugly. You guys might be finding this out soon. Every day. Every fucking day. All right, Mike, I got news for you.
You got news? Let's hear it.
A lot of shit happened over the past 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of No Way Home stuff, a lot of just Marvel stuff in general. Jim Carrey's going to be playing MODOK. A lot of other things. Morbius' trailer just dropped. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to mention real quick. Michael Caine retired from acting at the age of 88.
Yeah?
And that's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those dudes. I mean, he's
been everything.
There was a minute there, man. And, I mean, it makes sense. 88, that's hard. It's hard to keep doing shit. I mean, people don't think that acting, I love, people who are all like, oh, I could be an actor. No, you couldn't. Do you know how fucking hard that is to be an actor?
Yes, I do.
I mean, it's you have to, be on set 12 hours a day, most of the time.
I actively tried to do voice acting for 2 years, and I got onto some Newground stuff and Flash animation stuff because that's where a lot of people nowadays get their foot in the door, and even the directors of those are assholes. So I get it.
Yeah.
Actors go put up with a lot of shit, and plus, I don't know. Voice acting is much different than acting. With acting, you can put all of the emotion into your body. You have to do it with your voice with voice acting, but still. No, very sad to see him go. One of my favorite quotes of his of all time is probably, "There's two things in this world I can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch."
That was one of the best moments. Because then, fucking Mike Myers, who did the same look at him that he did when Kanye West said that George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Right. Exactly. the same exact. I forgot that was him next to him.
Was.
He's like, "Hi there, we're here to bring you," and Kanye's just like, "George Bush don't care about black people." And Mike Myers is like, "Fuck did you just say?"
What?
All right then. How do I recover?
I love it.
It's the same look that the Vin Diesel gave that lady when they planned out that whole sketch, and he's like, "This isn't even how deep my voice is."
How y'all doing? We're gonna explain that one day.
Yeah, one day. Not today.
Not today.
But one day.
Because we got stuff to talk about, Lucas.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Okay, rest of the news, real quick. Mando Season 3 is filming, confirmed. Boba Fett trailer dropped. I sent that to you. Actually, did you watch it?
I did.
It's very exciting. I'm very pumped for it.
I think it's gonna be neat.
Tomato Morrison, or whatever his name is. Tiamuta Morrison, or I think that's his actual name.
Yeah.
He's coming back, obviously, after he did Mando Season 2. And last bit of news before we get into... We have two subjects tonight, actually. Ooh.
I don't know what that was, but yeah.
Alec Baldwin shot two people.
Brandon Lee style, baby.
Baby!
Look, everybody giving Alec Baldwin shit for this. It was the prop department's fault.
I didn't say this earlier when we talked about it, but so the whole strike thing was still going on when they were getting the crew together for this movie, right?
Yeah.
They hired some dude off the street. One of the producers hired him off the street. He really didn't have much experience in the prop industry. Alec Baldwin's the one that hired him, so I guess that's why they're like, even if this wasn't your fault and it was an accident, it's still kind of your fault. That said, I know the director of photography, I think it was, or the director of cinematography died. She died. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I would look it up, but I already feel like I'm towing the line of being disrespectful, and I don't want to.
Right.
And then someone else got shot, but he's fine.
Yeah.
He was in the hospital for a while, but he's
right.
okay. Either way, Alec Baldwin, why are you making a Western in the first place?
Yeah. Now, this whole thing, this is a thing that I don't understand. It's funny because, I never really thought about the whole Brandon Lee thing because that I've looked it up once and I still don't fully understand what fucking happened that night.
Okay, what it was is a prop gun went off, right?
Yeah.
They shot it one time, and
why the fuck is there a bullet in there?
This is what happened. the casing of the first shell got stuck in the
so
loading
it was like
chamber,
a makeshift bullet,
and
basically.
Then the second prop, the blank, came in, and because blanks they still fire like a projectile kind of, because they shoot off gunpowder. That was enough force to propel that first blank out of the gun and into his chest. That's how that happened.
I don't know, my favorite thing that complicated that story is there's a YouTuber JonTron that you've introduced me to.
I fucking love JonTron.
And Steven
so
Seagal was talking about Steven Seagal, and there was an interview where Steven Seagal said they called me that night, and they were like, and I'm like, wait, he's like, why are you calling Steven Seagal?
Yeah, they called me that night, and they're like, Brandon got hit. We don't know what to do.
He's like, he's been shot. You're crazy. This story didn't happen. This is a made-up story by Steven Seagal, whether he meant to make it up or whether his brain is just dying.
I do have one more bit of news before we get on. Beloved actor Robin Williams. Everyone knows him.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. There is a man named Jamie Costa. He's a very famous, semi-famous impressionist and comedian, and he did a test reel for footage called Robin, where he portrayed it, Robin Williams. And the performance in it, if you have not seen it yet, I'm gonna make you watch it after this podcast. But was so uncanny that Robin Williams' daughter, she kept getting sent it, and she had to beg fans to stop because it was upsetting her so much because of how much it was like her father.
Yeah. Folks, stop doing that shit.
Yeah, right?
Like everything that was involved in that story, stop.
Yeah.
Stop pretending to be Robin Williams. Stop sending shit to his daughter.
His life is to make a biopic of Robin Williams. I'll show you the scene. You're going to actually appreciate it once I show it to you. I promise.
But, I don't know, because they're
doing
that to...
He removed the video off YouTube after all that stuff with Zelda Williams. He even messaged her himself and was like, I'm sorry, this is just a dream of mine. And she has nothing against him. She thinks that he should go forward.
What the fuck is wrong with people? No, because there are people who are doing that to Wolfgang Van Halen now. Who's Eddie Van Halen's son.
Yeah, that's just an awesome name. I want you to know that now.
Well, and they keep sending stuff. They're like, I heard that you're going to be playing guitar for Van Halen. Are you going to replace your dad? You think you're good? He's like, leave him alone. His dad just fucking
He's like, my dad is dead. Let me mourn. It was less than a year ago, or just a year ago.
It was like a year ago now. Yeah. And it's like the thing is like, look, I understand. We all loved Robin Williams, and a lot of us loved Eddie Van Halen. These are great people that we all looked up to. But we didn't know them, all right? Zelda Williams is Robin Williams' daughter.
And named after Princess Zelda from my favorite video game series. Just going to throw that out there. But And like I said, she supports Jamie Costa or whatever. Like what he's doing, she likes it. You know what I mean? It's just... If you are really her fan or a fan of her father's, stop harassing the woman and let her grieve.
Well, they've been doing this for fucking since he died.
Yeah.
They've been bugging her and shit. It's like, just leave her alone.
Yeah.
Just let her live her life.
Because guess what? Yes, her dad was a great man, but he died in one of the most horrible ways a human can die. He took his own life.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not keep bringing that sore wound up.
And it's also like he had that Parkinson's, which was causing early onset dementia, so was he even in his right mind? And there's a whole bunch of very tragic stuff that
exactly.
Let the man rest in peace, let his family rest. Now if you want to do a biopic about him and that guy is good, fine, that's great. If you get their permission, you should ask for their permission, obviously, and get the blah blah blah. But don't bug Zelda.
All right.
She's a nice lady.
After those two fairly touchy subjects, we're going to move on to the first main topic of tonight, which is DC Fandom.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
I think it was 1 week ago, but yeah.
Yeah. The days.
They mash together when you live in the bottomless pit of the void. Anyway, moving on.
So if you're good with it, let's start with the thing that I'm most excited about out of all of those.
Super Pets. No, continue. I'm sorry.
Get out of my house. This is my house now. The Black Adam.
Yeah, it looks so good.
So I'm excited for Black Adam. It looks really good. I love that Pierce Brosnan is going to be Dr. Fate. I think that's one of the best castings, maybe in film history.
You told me this time because I wasn't sure who he was playing. I knew he was in the movie and stuff. Because I didn't watch the whole Phantom thing. I mostly just watched the trailers and stuff.
Which you didn't miss much outside of the
and then I watched the Matt Reeves talking about Batman. We'll get there. Yeah. But that is such good fucking casting. Such good casting.
Yeah. Well, because Dr. Fate's always been a really cool character. And
I like the new style that you showed me.
Yeah. The new Dr. Fate, because it's not Kent Nelson anymore. It's his grandnephew.
The Arabic guy?
Egyptian, yeah.
Egyptian?
And I kind of like that because they're kind of going back to the Egyptian roots from the Golden Age Dr. Fate, which is really cool. Plus, like, I don't know. I have this weird fascination with ancient Egypt, so stuff like that is always really cool. I'm really excited to see Dr. Fate. I'm really excited to see Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
I'm really excited to see Hawkman in this.
Yeah, Hawkman I think is going to be really cool. It's going to be interesting to see which, Hawkman is famous for having really complex and like for DC. I know you're going to be shocked when I say this, but DC has made it too confusing.
Oh, his origin story?
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am a little concerned. This movie has been in development hell for like 10 years. And so it's like, man, how many changes have they gone through and stuff? And
oh, yeah, exactly. But Dwayne Johnson's been like very heavily involved with it, so being involved actually does give you a little
this is
faith.
a passion project for him. Like that was one thing he did when you watch the actual Fandom. He gave like an interview and he said like he said I was born to play Black Adam. Like this is a role he's wanted to do his whole life. This is why he got into acting. Like so I feel like he's gonna. It's kind of like with Ryan Reynolds. Really wanted to be
Deadpool so bad. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to it.
Before we move on from Hawkman, I want you guys to know, I was trying to look up there's a leaked photo of his costume that I wanted to show Mike, but I couldn't find it. But I came across the Arrowverse versions of him.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
That is so fucking terrible.
Yeah. Well, okay, so when talking about the Arrowverse, which we're going to get into in a little bit because they had some stuff with Fandom.
Here's his helmets, though.
I
did find cool. That. Yeah, like it looks good. I wish I could find the costume. I could just got like DC and
So the Arrowverse... I'm so bummed about the Arrowverse because when it first started, it was this really cool idea. Because like my whole thing with DC was like I didn't think they should do films, at least many films. I thought, look, you're never going to top Marvel with the MCU,
do
a TV universe. And they had it, but then they didn't believe in it, they didn't like it, and then they didn't fund it. Because Legends of Tomorrow, which is where the Hawkman and Hawkgirl were on.
That's the only one I've seen enough episodes of it that I can say like definitively. I'd probably actually sit down and watch it.
Yeah, it's good. Because I genuinely feel like the CW forgets that they're airing it. It's one of those shows where I genuinely feel like they've kind of forgotten that it exists.
Like they turn in episodes and they're like, oh yeah, shit.
No, like I think they just turn them in and like the guy who fucking programs the shit there's like whatever, plugs it in and fucking puts it out. Like I don't think the executives realize this show because this show is oddly good. But it has no fucking budget.
I like Arthur Duvall as an actor.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm a huge Whovian. For those who aren't in the know and the hip and the square.
It's a show about owls. No.
It's a show about the Court of Owls in Owlman.
Get out.
Mike wants that to happen so bad.
I do too. It's not going to, but how fucking cool would it be?
It would be cool.
If Matt Reeves' Batman film is this low-key secret, Earth 3, and he becomes Owlman.
Like, I know it's confirmed it's just year 2 Batman, but still, like, Owlman.
How cool would that be, though? And then they could do a Forever Evil movie.
That would actually
would be cool. So fucking cool because then they could have Ultraman and shit go up.
And that's another reason that they're never going to top the fucking Marvel universe is because like they're setting up Young Avengers and then what's the other one? Me and my wife were just talking about this the other night. The fucking Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Which leads to like Dark Avengers and shit.
Yeah.
And like, okay, yeah, I want a Justice League Dark movie really fucking bad. I'd love to see a team led by John Constantine. Like,
well, he's kind of in Legends of Tomorrow now.
But the guy who plays him is not that good.
I actually kind of like him.
I like the Keanu Reeves version. I'm not going to lie.
That's fair. Keanu Reeves wants to come back and play him. But,
I know, yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Wrapping up with the Black Adam. Kind of get back on that. I'm excited for it.
I'm definitely excited for it. I've been waiting for the movie for a long time. Like you said, Dwayne Johnson he's been teasing it for like you said 10 years. I remember being in high school and people were talking about the Black Adam movie. Like,
no, this has been his thing.
Oh yeah.
So next, since we're in the Arrowverse area. Flash in the TV show, they're finally giving him the boots, the iconic old boots.
Wait, what the fuck was he wearing before? Just a red onesie?
No, it was like, well, kind of. I don't know. I never really liked the Flash suit in the Flash TV show.
Did they try to make it too comic accurate? Because it looks silly when they do that.
Honestly, so this is the thing that when you're adapting these characters, the Flash suit is really hard to do because it is basically just one big fucking onesie. But what I think you could do, I don't know if you've seen it, but Wally West's, his newer, I think it's like post New 52, Flash uniform, it's basically the Flash suit, but instead of gold through it. It's white, and then it has an open head with his hair.
All right, I'm gonna Google this because I won't lie, man. I haven't read much DC. I've read the first 4 issues of Mosaics, by the way, and I really do like that.
Which I do have something at the end that I want to say about Mosaic.
But
that I feel is important.
I haven't read DC since about when did New 52 come out? 2014.
13, I think.
13, yeah, that's when I stopped reading DC. And then besides the critically acclaimed, and by that you can't hint my sarcasm, the 3 Jokers, that's the only new DC I read.
How do you fuck that? You set it up, Jeff. And Jeff Johns is not he's not bad. He's one of the best comic book writers of the 21st century.
That's what's his name? Fucking the guy that wrote the Clone Saga. Oh my God, I cannot think of his name.
Yeah.
Right on the tip of my tongue too. But you don't.
Yeah.
He's an amazing writer, and it's like, why would you do this? God damn it. Okay, so Flash, they're updating his suit. I'm guessing they're, like you said, gold boots.
Yeah. My whole thing is why they're still making this show. So
why bother still making this show?
I love the Flash. Now, my personal favorite Flash is Wally West.
Wally West is the best Flash.
And they did do a Wally West on the show as Kid Flash, and I actually kind of like his character. I know a lot of fans got pissed because they made him black, which
that's shitty. I'm sorry, but race swapping is not bad. If you watch Titans, they race swapped Starfire, and everyone got so fucked. She's a Tamaranian. She's not a human.
Yeah,
her skin color is orange.
Yeah, fucking who gives a shit? Because the thing is they made Iris.
Okay.
They made her black.
Okay.
Which Candace Patton, awesome. She's actually one of the bright spots continually in that show. And she was co-hosting the whole fandom thing, and she was really good at it, which is funny because Grant Gustin, who plays Barry Allen in the show, he was on it, and you could tell he's checked out. He's like, I'm so tired.
I'm fucking tired. I'm done with this.
He's like, so it's the new Superman show. He's falling asleep through it. I'm like, Grant, drink some coffee, bro. Look, the first season of the show had good moments.
Yeah.
It's a CW show, so it's gonna be stupid. But there are moments where it was good.
I want to know what made them bank on Arrow so much that they named the whole thing the Arrowverse.
Well, it's because that was the first show that they did.
I get that, but they still could have used a different fucking
Well, they've been
name.
trying to rebrand it, too.
Oh, God.
Because that was a fan thing that they called it, the Arrowverse.
Okay, and it just kind of
adapted.
and
so they're like, the CW-verse, and everyone's like, nah, Arrowverse.
Yeah, I know how that goes. I mean, Steven Universe, that whole, their whole, canonical, timeline and shit is called the Crewniverse because everyone loves the Steven Universe crew, and I don't know why they call it that, but they do.
So... I don't know. The Arrowverse is one of those things where it's wasted potential because
I agree. They had these blueprints with the Justice League animated series, Justice League Unlimited.
Oh yeah,
Batman the animated series, all of the Superman the animated series,
which is underrated.
It's so fucking good. The episode where he races Flash is
so good.
Oh my God! But yeah, and I don't know why they had all these blueprints, and WB owns the rights to all those. Yeah. So why didn't they fucking use them?
The only thing I can think of is that WB didn't want to be accused of just copying the MCU.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's not like the MCU did this unique thing. The MCU, the reason they did it the way they've done it is because that's the way you do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Kevin Feige's a fucking genius. Let's be real.
Yeah, well, but also he's a genius because he did the thing that made this most sense. He didn't fuck with it. He didn't go oh, but what if we do a thing?
No, he read the comics and goes, that's a good storyline.
Yeah.
Let's adapt it.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Kevin Feige's a genius because he didn't try to
and he knows how to market
the wheel.
And calling the Infinity Gems the Infinity Stones, that's obviously a marketable move. It makes more sense.
Well, and the thing is that they knew what to change because they understood the characters too.
Exactly, and that's all it took.
Because that's a big thing with you have to understand these characters. That's all I'm asking. Is you understand the characters.
I want to bring up my next point from DC Fandom. I actually don't have this in my notes. Is there's a new Batman animated series being developed for HBO Max. I can't remember what it's called exactly off the top of my head, but it's basically a prequel series to Batman the animated series.
Okay.
And
are they bringing the same crew back to do it, or
no? I was on board. A lot of the animation from the stills and stuff that I've seen look very, very similar to it. But it's based off the 40s comics, and not like obviously like word for word based off, but like tone wise,
right? Yeah, which I like Golden Age Batman,
and it's more towards an adult audience. And I was all on board with this, right? I was like, "Fuck yeah, this sounds awesome!" I love, Batman the Animated Series, it and the new Animated Adventures of Batman and Robin or whatever it was called, and Batman Beyond. That's a great trilogy of shows. And then guess who's directing it? Mystery Box Man himself, J.J. fucking Abrams.
The only thing that the reason I didn't get super bad because I thought you were gonna say Alex Kurtzman. I was so afraid. I'm like, don't say Alex Kurtzman. Oh my god! But you didn't say Alex Kurtzman, so I'm okay. Yeah, not great. Not a fan. Is what it is, though. I mean, that animation though is so classic.
That they're stylized after that. Oh,
yeah, but if it's not going to be the same crew doing it, it's not going to be.
They used Art Deco style for the background. I went to school for animation for those out in the audience, and so I'm a huge fan of it. Actually planning an animation special, second time I've mentioned it in the podcast. This is to concrete that it will happen, Mike. But they use this Art Deco style for the backgrounds, and instead of a lot of animation, I'm sure you've seen this in animated movies and stuff, where like if a character is going to reach for a book, the book is like slightly more outlined than the rest of it, so that Batman the Animated Series was actually one of the first animated shows that did this. It's that it looked like almost anything in the background could either not be touched at one point in time or everything could be touched at one point in time. Like, you didn't know exactly, like, there's all these trash cans around and stuff, but which one's Batman going to knock the crook into? You know what I mean? Like, it's just blending that style of what's in the forefront and background was very fucking amazing. The opening credit sequence is so beautifully animated. It's a masterpiece of animation, and it created the standard for what the rest of the 90s animation scene was going to look like and what the early 2000s animation scene. So if they fuck this up, I'm going to personally fly to California or wherever J.J. Abrams lives, and then I'm going to put his head in a box and send it to his wife so I can be like, guess what's in the box? See, that's the point. You'll never know because I'm going to prison and this box is going to evidence.
Well...
And so is this podcast.
You heard it here first, folks. I guess I'm going to be doing this podcast by myself soon. So
Lucas is in jail for reasons I can't speak about.
Yeah. Speaking of animated, though, one thing on DC Fandom, the animated Aquaman miniseries.
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer for this, actually. If there was one.
There was.
Okay.
And it was an extended trailer, and it was what the clinical term poopy diaper ass.
Oh, nice.
The animation, I don't know. It wasn't funny.
Mike is not a fan of the DC animation, like the way they animate their movies. He said this to me earlier.
Just like the recent stuff, like the Young Justice, it's just too, like, but it's totally different animation style from that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Young Justice, to me, it's just too angular.
Well, let's just knock out the other animated too, the Catwoman one. Because I agree, the animation's flat. They did
doesn't look
Teen Titans versus the Justice League.
Yeah.
And the animation, it was a very similar stylized of animation, but it looked poppy. You know what I mean? Like it was popping.
It just looks so angular and bland.
I know.
But the Aquaman one, it's like Rick and Morty meets...
I'm going to have to look this up.
Like, do you know that TikTok where it's like, Daddy, there's a spider under my bed?
Yeah.
It's like that animation. Yeah, it's like bad. It's stupid.
That guy's actually a really cool animator. Well, but anyway,
that's cool. But it's like it's a mix between that and Rick and Morty, and they're trying to make it like an adult comedy, and it's just it looks bad.
Star Trek Lower Decks kind of stuff. Have you seen the trailers for that?
I have.
I've actually heard good things about that. Actually,
I have heard, but yeah,
it's
happy.
Yeah, it's. I think they
animated series.
They try to copy the Teen Titans anime style for like the movies. I think that's my guess. I don't fucking know. Like from the early Teen Titans from Cartoon Network, because a lot of their animated movies did not look like that back in the fucking day.
No,
they looked like the '90s animation, which was awesome. Do you remember Mask of Phantasm?
Yes,
or Mask of the Phantasm.
Phantasm, yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking good.
So good.
Good twist too. All right, moving on. What should we cover next,
well,
Mike?
Before we move on from this, one last animated thing. So I think this is like a web interactive comic or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like a Superman show that's like in an anime style. So basically, anime Superman. And I think I'm on board. If that's what it is.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. I want a new Superman cartoon. I actually just recently remembered how much I love the Superman animated series.
Yeah.
And I would love a new Superman cartoon because I'm not a big fan of the character, but his animated, I don't know, he translates well into animation. I think
he does. I mean, I love Superman. He's probably tied with the Flash as my second favorite DC.
He was
character.
like my third or fourth favorite character on Justice League when I watched that. So
well, he wasn't great on Justice League.
Yeah, dude, whatever. That episode where he his son, he's on fucking
that
Krypton.
episode,
Yeah, it's so good.
When he had his episodes,
yeah, it was done so
great.
well.
But when he was like not the main character, he was.
I get what you're saying.
He was a little.
I don't know the Christmas episode where Bruce goes and spends Christmas with him, and his mom's
no,
like,
it was John.
Yeah, and
it
he's
was
like
the Martian Manhunter.
He's like, we had to wrap his presents with lead paper. He's
you
like,
mean Santa.
Santa had to wrap them.
Yeah, I love Superman. I really do.
I do too.
And
I think no, Henry Cavill. We didn't deserve him, and we say this every podcast.
We didn't.
All right,
this is the Henry Cavill Appreciation Podcast.
All right. Fuck Glassjaw Nerds. We're now the Henry Cavill Appreciation Podcast. Moving on. Do we want to touch on the Flash movie?
I do a little bit.
Okay.
So I wrote notes, everybody, just so you.
I wrote next to this one.
I wrote Flash movie could be cool, but I'm not convinced. And the reason is, look, I have very mixed feelings about Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Because I actually loved the story.
Oh, yeah,
I thought
so
it was
do
a really good story, and I think Jeff Johns really outdid himself.
I'll just say some of his best writing.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, my favorites from him is still probably Blackest Night, but Flashpoint is like right there. It's some of his best work.
Yeah.
But then it created the New 52, which was bad.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So, you know.
But I remember. See, that's exactly why. Okay, not to go on a tangent.
Go on it.
Like I do. So I read all of Flashpoint as it was coming out. And like you said, right after that is when it was like the New 52. And that right there is why I quit reading DC Comics for as long as I have. It's because I read Flashpoint and it's an epic. There's parts of it I don't like, but like
of course.
But it's so fucking good. The Thomas and Martha Wayne, the note to Bruce, like everything is so
on Subject
good.
101 with Superman and they kept him in, so he's like all skinny and shit. The Atlantean and Amazonian
Didn't
war.
they like what they avoided him of sunlight? Is that what it was? Yeah, it's so good. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it, and that once again, this goes back to the fucking CW's universe, the Arrowverse. They have all these blueprints. Why don't they use them? And
because they need to appeal to the CW audience, they think are just a bunch of like, yeah, we need to ship all the.
I need another Gossip Girl. The guy who's watched all of Gossip Girl as it came out said.
On that note, no, like whatever. It is what it is. Like, I mean, look, I don't have a problem with like teen dramas.
No.
In fact, I think some teen dramas can be like pretty engaging.
Oh, I love Degrassi.
Yeah, Degrassi was good. I mean, there's like there's one show like one of my best friends loves, called One Tree Hill.
And I hate that show. My wife loves it, but I hate it.
I have this weird fascination because it's like a comic book almost. Like it's so out of control all the time, and there's all this like it's like I don't know. Like I actually was talking to a friend of mine about how I feel like the movie Iron Man 2 is more realistic to like American politics than the show The West Wing is.
Oh God.
Because what happens in Iron Man 2? They said the fucking Senate, I think, they were like, we need the Iron Man suit. And Tony Stark just says, no. I'm a rich guy and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And then he just leaves and no one stops him and no one does anything.
And then Justin Hammer's like, I'm going to make you some Iron Man suits and kills 14 soldiers.
But does that not sound like American politics?
Oh, yeah, that's entirely.
Rich people, we need you to do a thing. And they just say no. No. Well, okay then.
Was One Tree Hill, just a quick sidebar, was One Tree Hill the one that had that song that was like, I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately. The last time I came to your house, I heard that in the car. I'm not even going to lie. It was on the radio, and I was like, what the fuck?
You know, but there's some goofy shit, obviously. But that's the problem with the CW verse is that the CW doesn't want to do, like, nuanced shit. They wanted, because they want to, that's why they're doing
they push all that to HBO.
Yeah.
It's the same company.
Well, so the CW is 50% owned by Warner Brothers, 50% owned by CBS.
I thought it was Fox.
No, CBS.
Because like Fox for Kids and then WB Kids kind of merged.
At one point, but they were, that was a thing. It's a whole stupid shit. So the CW, it's co-owned by the two companies. That's why, and that's why that Warner Brothers didn't try to fight to make these shows better, is because they didn't want to have their cinematic universe on a network that they don't have full control of.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sony.
Don't make Morbius. We'll get there.
But moving on, Aquaman 2.
I didn't watch anything on that either.
I
don't care.
It looked.
Is Amber Heard still in it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
They very much kept her out of, like, if she's in the movie, they did like a whole behind the scenes thing and they didn't talk to her. They showed no footage of Mara.
Well, from what I heard, she was recast, but I can't confirm or deny that. Yeah. So like, and not in like a I can't confirm or deny that, but like I just don't know.
I think Black Manta's going to play a bigger role, and he's my favorite Aquaman villain.
Same.
So I love Black Manta.
I might have to check that. Was he in the first movie?
Yeah, but he was like
a bit player.
Yeah, he was the.
He's the main villain. I'm pretty sure in Aquaman 2.
So
have you seen his new suit?
Yeah, he looks
good. So fucking good.
And then I just kind of blow through some of this shit. Doom Patrol. New season.
I liked the first season.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. Looks interesting.
Have you watched all of it?
No, I've seen most of it.
Okay.
The Batwoman show, season 3, it's kind of I
like that they kept that she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that in jest. I promise people, it's like that is a very like iconic part of her character, and the fact they haven't tried to muddle with it is good.
The Stargirl show.
Who the fuck is Stargirl?
They're doing a CW show around Stargirl, and
no, I'm genuinely confused. Who is that?
I'll get into that in just a second.
Okay, sorry. I know you're trying to brush through these.
The season 2 looks just as bland as season 1 did, so I don't care. Stargirl, Starman. It's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
It's actually.
You know what? I don't know how I didn't put that together.
Really neat story. So Stargirl was created by Jeff Johns.
Okay.
And he created her in the honor of his sister who died in a plane crash. So it's actually the character's a character that Jeff Johns loves, but the show around her looks boring and shitty. So I don't really care. Even though the actress looks like she does a good job, and Luke Wilson's in it as like.
You know what? Owen Wilson killed it in Loki, so let's give it. I'll give him.
No, Luke Wilson's a good actor, and the little bit of it I've seen, he's good in it. But they don't care. So, and then get to the Superman and Lois show on the CW, which I loved. I thought it was really good, and it's like the least like a CW show. That's why it's good. Honestly, I'm shocked they didn't put it on HBO Max.
Is it? It's Clark and Lois, isn't it? Is that what it's called, or is it Superman?
It's Superman and Lois.
Because there was a Clark and Lois series with like Lou Diamond Phillips or somebody. Or was it Eric Bana?
It was Dean Cain.
Same people. All three of those guys are the same. You could interchange them, and I would not know the difference. Like it could be.
You say Lou Diamond Phillips every single time. I'm like, it was Dean Cain.
Look at Dean Cain and look at Lou Diamond Phillips.
They're totally different human beings.
Yeah, they have totally different races, but they still look exactly alike to me.
On that note, Superman and Lois, I love it. I think the show's great. I think Tyler Hoechlin.
Is that who's playing him?
Yeah.
I saw a trailer for the first season.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it all. So should I watch it?
Yes.
Recommend it?
It's really good.
Awesome. I will.
He's great. I can't remember the actress who plays Lois Lane, but she's fucking great in it. It's really good. It's a really good show. I'm excited for season 2. And then that leads us to the big kahuna. Oh, by the way, Super Pets, animated.
All right. I want to talk about this for a second.
All right, here we go.
Why the fuck? And you guys don't know how far I had to walk away from the microphone to yell that. I don't mind that Kevin Hart's playing Ace, okay? I get it. It's supposed to be a children's movie. It's supposed to be, like, funny. Ha, ha, ha. Why is Ace a fucking bulldog?
Can I ask another question?
Yes.
Why does this exist?
Well,
Why
for kids.
This is dumb. It's so stupid.
Do you not remember Crypto, the super dog?
Yeah, but the thing is that what they're doing. No.
Where, Ace was a Great Dane like he's supposed to be. I'm going to fucking hit my dog because of this. No.
I agree with you. Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Rock the Dwayne Johnson, is playing Crypto, and my whole thing is that why do you have him playing Crypto and Black Adam? You're doing it again, DC. You fucking stink at this. Kevin Hart is playing the bull. It looks like an Illumination film.
It does,
and I hate Illumination.
Really,
I do. I do not. I like Illumination.
I've never seen the animation in Despicable Me, like their water effects and stuff, are really good.
I've seen the first Despicable Me. I liked.
Yeah,
I saw that in theaters. Yeah. I thought it was decent. I went and saw Life of Pets in theaters.
It's all right.
I did not like it. Hate the Minions.
If you haven't seen Sing, watch Sing. It's very well animated.
I do not like the Minions.
No,
I don't like what they've done to our culture.
Neither do I.
The Minions will be what is the downfall of human
society. I don't
society.
know why 48-year-old women adopted them as their mascots, but it happened, and we let it happen, guys.
this is how empires die. The Minions. But
the start of the American Empire's fall was when the Illumination made a Minions movie,
and then fucking every fucking. That's it. That's it right there.
Mike made me cackle on the podcast for the first time. It took 6 episodes, but we got it.
But at the end of the day, I think this movie looks stupid. It's for kids. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
what's weird is how much The Rock looks like Dwayne Johnson.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
For a second there, Mike looked like he was about to turn around and punch me in the fucking mouth.
But the big one, Batman. Let's talk about Batman.
All right, real quick though. What have you done? No, Robert Pattinson's Batman voice sounds really good. I like it. Mike is on the fence about this one. I'll let you tell them why. I'm not going to obviously do that.
I think it's 2 things. The one thing is it's just Batman fatigue. I'm so fucking tired of Batman.
You didn't like the Dark Knight trilogy? You didn't like that it was followed up immediately by Gotham? You didn't like that they mentioned him in Titans almost every fucking episode? You didn't like that? You didn't like that he has 9 animated films coming out, that they just did the Long Halloween for some fucking reason?
No, it's just like there's so many other good characters in DC, and it's just DC's been on a Batman kick, and I'm tired of Batman. I'm burnt out. But also, what I'm really also tired of is not just Batman, but this specific rendition of Batman,
the Frank
Miller era Batman. Give us a fucking Golden Age Batman again.
Yeah. And that's actually something I wanted to talk to you a bit about. We might debate about this for a second.
Okay.
Matt Reeves has gone on record several times saying that is not his Batman. And that's why I'm just trying to build you up a little bit of hope for this film.
Right.
Because all of the test screening audiences and stuff, without giving anything away, they said it's more of a detective horror movie. Almost reminded them of Seven.
Okay.
That the Riddler is terrifying in it, which I'm very excited for. I've told you this 100%.
I love the Riddler.
I love the Riddler. My favorite Batman villain.
I swear to Christ, if the fucking Joker shows up in this movie, though, I will.
He's not going to. Everyone leaked. There's a lot of leaks that said that he has a cameo in it, and it's Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but I don't believe that. And if they did, it'd probably be like him in the background of Arkham or something like that when he's going to see Nigma. Or it's not even Nigma. They changed his name for it, which I get why, because fucking Nigma.
Well, that wasn't even his real name in the comics.
It's Nashton.
Yeah.
Which is the name they're using in the movie. But I'm very excited for Paul Dano. I'm very excited for Colin Farrell, actually. He's a great character actor, and a lot of people don't give him enough credit. I really hope that when Penguin shows up on screen, a rattlesnake rattles in the background like in Daredevil. But
Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Did he have any direction in
that
movie?
No, I think he just showed up on fucking set one day.
Whatever you got, Colin, just do it.
Like, did you design this costume himself? And he's like, ooh, Bullseye? Yes, I did. But anyway, I'm very excited for him as Penguin. I know the trailer heavily focused on the Penguin, and more so. I know they're trying to keep the. What I do like about the trailer, the marketing for this, is they're trying to keep the Riddler an enigma. But I'm very excited for the movie, just because, like I said, test screenings, it's a detective film. That's what I've wanted from Batman for a long time. I miss, like we were talking about the animated series earlier, I miss that detective feeling that he's not here just to fucking punch the Joker in the face 9 times, and he's got his ass handed to him by a clown in wingtips for like 90 years and no one said anything about it. Anyway, but like, you know, he's there to solve a mystery, and I think that's why Matt Reeves chose the Riddler as the main villain for this. And from what I've read, he's going to be the main villain for the whole trilogy. I think it's setting up the Court of Owls.
I really hope so.
Which is perfect for a detective storyline.
Well, like the thing is that because like everybody has this idea that Batman is just this lone, dark, brooding guy.
No, he's not.
But in the Golden Age comics, he had a fucking fiance. Like he had a life.
He's almost married Selena Kyle like 9 times.
Yeah, like I want.
He was married to Talia al Ghul.
The whole I am the night. Can we move on from that? Like,
see, and
that's what Batman has been for the last fucking 20 years. Please, for the love of God. Can we move on?
And I think that's why I like Robert Pattinson's voice, is because you can tell he's not trying to be like that. There is that one scene where he punches the glass, like I said, where he's like, "What have you done?" But like, I think it's supposed to be him at the end of his wits, and there's no context. Like I said, I think that Matt Reeves kind of disguised the trailer as an action film.
I am cautiously apathetic.
Apathetic. Okay, cool.
I'm going to see it mainly because I am 100% convinced you will fucking come to my house and drag me.
I fucking will.
And be like,
same with No Way Home. I know you're definitely down to see that one, but I'm definitely like, I'm showing up at your house December 16th at like 9:00 at night with a gun.
No, you won't get the gun. I'll be there.
I'll be
sitting on the fucking stoop, like on my steps, waiting for you. Be like a little kid. I got a balloon
with a backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, that's the big thing with DC Fandom.
Yeah. I will say this before we move on from Batman. Me and Mike both are both really into cinema. Obviously, Mike and I both have passions in directing and writing and stuff. The cinematic shot at the end of the Batman trailer
was fucking good.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
And the letters going in, it gives me hope. And hearing Matt Reeves talk about it, I can tell he wants to do things differently. And I think a lot of fanboys are actually going to be pissed off that it's not the dark brooding Batman. But for true fans of Batman, fans of him who know his origins, who know what he's supposed to be, I'm very excited. And I want to hear, I know he does that whole big line in the first trailer and this one where he was like, "I'm vengeance." I want to hear some way of the "I am the night." What is it? I am the darkness. I am the night. I am Batman.
Yeah, something like that.
It's something like that. Or I'm vengeance. I am the night. I'm Batman. Something like that. But I want to hear that in the fucking movie, especially if it's Detective Batman. Anyway, moving on from fandom.
We are now talking about our review of Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Yay! Me and Mike went and saw it last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So, I'll start it off. I liked it.
I liked it,
I thought
too.
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean...
It was the same fun that the first one was.
Yeah. It's not going to blow you away.
Yeah. It's not a Marvel movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not going to wow you, and there's going to be moments where you feel and shit like that, but it's going to, it does its job.
Yeah. There was, my only, real, complaint is that they found the shortest man of all time to play. There's this detective in the movie, folks. This guy, every time he was on screen, I was distracted because this guy was okay, he looked up at Tom Hardy in a way that I was like, this guy has to be 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And because Tom Hardy's 5'9". It's not like he's 6'3" or something.
I'm a short guy and he's 1 inch taller than I am.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm 6'1". I'm in between 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Luke is about 5'8".
I am 5'8", exactly,
and
almost.
Luke looks taller compared to me than this guy looked to Tom Hardy. It was upsetting.
It was really weird.
Every time I saw it, and then fucking Luke was all like, "That's Donnie Wahlberg."
Look,
it wasn't.
That
Donnie
is Dollar
Wahlberg.
General Donnie Wahlberg. I don't give a shit.
That is.
Oh, you forgot his name, didn't you?
I don't even remember the guy's name, but he's not Donnie Wahlberg.
He's from Boston. He looks like a Wahlberg.
They all look like
if
that.
it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's a Wahlberg.
What are you saying? Donnie.
All right.
But honestly, the big thing, spoiler alert, is at the end. You want to talk about it?
I do, but let's wait till we get there. Let's build up to it a little bit. All right. So, starting out in the movie, I can't even remember where it starts. Yeah. Venom is freaking out because he has to eat chickens. That's funny as fuck. I love. What did he name the chickens? It was
like Laurel Hardy,
Casey and Sunshine.
Oh, that's
or something like that. It was a good, I liked Venom's character in this. I told you in the theaters, actually. And by the way, the short thing came up so many fucking times when we were watching it. It'd be in the middle of, an action-packed scene, the wedding scene, where Carnage is marrying his girl and stuff. And Mike would just come over and be like, how fucking short is this guy?
Which, look, I'm, not trying to short shame, but it was distracting.
It was distracting. He was distractingly tiny once Mike pointed it out. Couldn't focus on anything else in the movie. No, I loved Woody Harrelson as Carlton. Carlton. He's from the Fresh Prince.
Unusual to be
you guys can't see it, but I just did a perfect Carlton dance.
Yeah, perfect. Maybe
but no,
7 out of 10.
I did. I liked him as Cassius
as Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage. Sure. I'm so fucking mad right now that I keep messing up words. But no, Woody Harrelson killed it. I didn't like what they did with Shriek, really.
Yeah, that was
It was okay.
It was kind of out of the blue, and
I got why they did it, I guess, so they could have 2 villains, big sequel. Sony's really big about, number of the movie. That's how many villains you get.
Because that's a trend that should continue.
Yeah. I did like his relationship to Eddie Brock in it. That was really good. I enjoyed, what the fuck's her name? His fiance from the first one that broke up with him.
Michelle Williams' character.
Yeah, she did really well in it, and her fiance. That was probably one of the funniest parts when he was talking to Eddie, and Eddie went out to shake his hand and stuff, and Venom fucking controls Eddie's body and smacks the shit out of him.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is that there's a lot of good moments. There's a lot of heavy moments too, and there's when him and Carnage, when him and Cletus are in this jail cell and they're fighting, and
oh yeah,
It got dark. Like, there's dark moments.
Oh, yeah. It was well written, actually. It was better written, in my opinion, than the first one was.
Yeah.
There was some dumb shit in there. I did like him as Mrs. Chang, or whatever her name is. I don't want to sound racist, but I'm pretty sure that was her name.
I think it is. I will say I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure how, because this was directed by Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Famous for playing Gollum in the Lord of the Rings films.
Yes. And Alfred in the upcoming Batman movie.
That's right, yeah.
I like him as an actor.
I really like him as an actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Also, he did stuff. Him and Matt Reeves worked together on The Planet of the Apes. Andy Serkis wrote and produced that movie. Those 3 movies. The Planet, Rise of the Planet.
He was Caesar. He did
the mocap for almost.
He did for all
the monkeys. Yeah.
And I was really interested to see him in his. I think this was his directorial debut.
Yes, it was.
I think it was pretty good.
Yep.
Definitely. There were definitely things where I was like,
there was a cinematography shot when they were on top, when Carnage was climbing up with Eddie's former fiance on top of the cathedral. That was fucking awesome. You know what I'm talking about. It was the sweeping around shot, and you could see all of Carnage coming up. And I know that's all CGI effects and stuff, but that is also part of the director's job, is setting up the cinematography. Yeah. And, like, it was just so good. And like I said, I liked Carnage. I loved the part where, what is it, Cassius or Cletus?
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy, thank you. When Cletus is looking at Eddie, and he's like, all I ever wanted was to be your friend. And Venom's just like, fuck this guy, and eats his head. I'm sad they killed Carnage, but let's be real, if he's infected with the Carnage symbiote even a little bit still, like a drop of it's in him, he'll grow his head back. Yeah. And that's what happens in the comics, at least.
He'll probably come back.
There was one gripe I had. Oh, sorry, you can go.
No, I was just saying he'll probably come back. What's your gripe?
My one gripe is this, and I said this to you when we were walking out of the theater. They kept mentioning Lethal Enforcer instead of just doing that fucking storyline. Right. They're like, and we're the Lethal Enforcer. But, all right. Let's get down to it. The big one.
The big one.
The big one. The end credits scene. Obviously, the biggest part of the end credits scene is when Venom was sitting on the bed and says, "What the hell is that?" And Tom Hardy's like, "That's a towel." But no, I'm joking. It's Tom Holland. Tom Holland's Spider-Man showed up. And if you didn't notice, if you've seen the movie, and if you haven't, holy shit, why are you still listening to this? That's new footage. That's not footage from Far From Home, like everyone thought it was.
Right.
It is new footage. So, is Venom the 6th villain of the Sinister Six? Oh my God! Probably not.
Probably not. It's probably Hobgoblin, but
yeah, it is probably Hobgoblin.
But I mean, obviously they're gonna do a Spider-Man versus Venom.
Yeah, or Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage would be sick.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, obviously that was the whole reason we all went and saw the movie.
That was literally, I stood up at the end of the movie, guys, and started walking out the theater and was like, well, I just sat through that whole movie just for that one scene.
So what happened was that shit, like, he got sucked into another universe. Yeah. He was in some like dumpy.
Venom says, I have millions and billions of years of hive mind knowledge across universes. So a lot of people think that him recognizing Tom Holland Spider-Man as a Spider-Man is because he has the same memories as the Venom symbiote from Spider-Man 3, which, yes, that's a bad movie, but it's not the same Venom symbiote per se. You know what I mean? It's just a hive mind of the symbiotes. So, and they think that because he was thinking about that moment when he was going to show Eddie some of the knowledge he had, like maybe he was going to reveal to Eddie who Peter Parker in his universe was, that's why he got sucked into the MCU. It's obviously right at that moment, the Cruxus event, or Nexus event, whatever you want to call it, where Loki fucked up the timeline, Wanda fucked up the timeline, and then Doctor Strange fucks up the timeline. Let's all blame Peter Parker, though. So I think it's going to be interesting. I really want to see where they're going with this. I know that Sony's setting up what's called the SSU, which is the Sony Spider-Man universe, but I'm not gonna lie. I think they're gonna continue with Andrew Garfield. I think they're gonna try to patch shit up with him and continue his movies. Because Toby has basically said, from what 2 fans have said that talked to him in Central Park, which how reliable that is, it's questionable. But they did provide some proof that they at least interacted with him for a good 10 minutes. Is that he told them that he had 2 more movies as Spider-Man, as in No Way Home, and then one after that. And no one knows what Andrew's doing after that. He has a couple movies coming out, but like, let's face it, Spider-Man was his breakout role. and his biggest role.
Yeah, I don't know. I would really like to see them continue Tobey's.
I would too. I'm hopeful for it,
but I honestly just don't know if he has it in him. That's a lot.
A lot of people, there's a lot of rumors saying that he's going to show up in Multiverse of Madness. There's no leaks that point to that. There is leaks that Spider-Man is in it, but they don't know if it's not Tom's.
Yeah.
It's either Tobey or Andrew. That's what makes me think they're going to continue with Andrew Spider-Man, because if it isn't Tobey in that one, then either since he's doing one more movies from what some reports have said, either he's going to be in Multiverse of Madness or they're doing Spider-Man 4 finally. But I don't see that.
Yeah.
With John Malkovich as the Vulture.
Bruce Campbell as Mysterio.
That would be so fucking good. I don't care. He's showing up in Multiverse of Madness, and I want that to be the case. Yeah. And it is Tobey Maguire's like...
I just want him to be that guy that he always is in all those fucking Sam Raimi movies. Just random cameo guy.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Spider-Man...
Oh, my God. Wouldn't it be awesome if he was Ash?
Oh, my God.
From Evil Dead.
Sick.
They just go to the Evil Dead universe for a second, and he goes... It's like, who the hell are you guys?
Random sidebar. I forgot about this. Have you ever seen the movie Jason Goes to Hell from Friday the 13th?
No.
Okay. They bring out the Necronomicon, like the Sam Raimi Necronomicon in that, and it basically confirms that Jason is a Deadite.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, if you see Evil Dead 2, I believe, Freddy Krueger's glove is on the wall in the basement. Yeah. Because it's just whatever. But wouldn't it be awesome if, like, Doctor Strange goes to, like, the, Evil Dead universe, and he goes, who are you? He goes, my name's Ash. Housewares. Who the hell are you? I'm Doctor Strange. Groovy. And then he just leaves. I don't know. I'll be happy. It'll be like me and like maybe 3 other people in the country who'll be like, oh my God.
I fucking love Evil Dead, man.
Yeah, I do too.
It's such an underrated series. But yeah, that wasn't really much of a review as it was like how we felt about the movie. But still, what are your final thoughts on Venom?
I enjoyed it.
I love Tom Hardy.
He's one of my favorite actors. And I like Woody Harrelson a lot. I think he did a really good job. I think the movie is definitely flawed. There's definitely some pacing issues because like the second third of the movie dragged.
Yeah, it did. The middle part where they split up.
Yeah.
I didn't like the party scene. A lot of people talk about that. It was kind of cheesy to me. I liked what it was trying to get get through to the audience about like, oh, he doesn't need Venom, but then obviously he needs Venom because he's killing all these fucking people.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It didn't need to be in the movie.
Nah, like, you could definitely tell this was a first-time director.
Do you think that was Avi's, like, interjection? He was like, Venom's in a nightclub. All these rings on him, baby.
I have no idea. And I can't believe he's still making movies. That guy's
I can't believe they still let him touch Spider-Man after what he did to the third one.
Yeah. Which, you know what? I'm actually going to say this. Spider-Man 3 is better than people give a shit for.
I agree.
It's not that
And if
bad.
anyone disagrees out there, I'm going to put dirt in your eyes.
I'm going to put some dirt in your eye.
That's so good. That's so fucking good. Oh, my God. All right, before we conclude tonight's broadcast, let's talk about this Morbius trailer, man.
Yeah, let's do it. So, I personally think they're putting stuff in this trailer to throw people off.
Yeah.
Because they've used they've indicated like all 3 Spider-Men are going to be in this movie because they had the murderer one with Tobey Maguire's, and then they have the Oscorp from Andrew Garfield's one, and then they had fucking Falcon or Falcon
Vulture.
Vulture.
You mean Captain America?
You mean Captain Falcon America?
Listen here. I was in Walmart earlier, and they have these holiday shaving kits for kids.
Oh, God.
And it was...
Shaving kit?
Yeah.
Like
for preteens.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like
for, like, kids. I'm like, what?
I say that because teenagers are children to me, Mike.
I
guess, but no, one of them was Sam Wilson's Captain America, and I even sent a video of him to Mike and was like, this made me tear up, just because like they're marketing him as Captain America, and I love it. Either way, I agree. It's either a red herring or Morbius is in some kind of amalgamation because of what happened in Venom 2's post-credit scene. I said this to Mike earlier, and I'm going to reiterate it. I want anyone who watches these podcasts or listens to them, whatever you do, answer this question for me. Who asked for this? Like,
yeah. Especially with Jared Leto.
I don't mind Jared Leto. He's a method actor, so he'll put his heart in it. I don't
necessarily mind him, but like he's one of those dudes where he's gotten like weird, and like I'm not.
I can tell you why he's weird. actually.
Because he started a cult and he's
No.
getting high on his shit?
No, that not... Oh, yeah. But, so, have you ever... You know who Mark David Chapman is, right?
I do.
The man who shot John Lennon.
Yep.
He played him in a movie called Chapter 23 or something that. Or Chapter 27, one of the two. And when researching that role, and like, because he's a character actor, or method actor, so he like deeps, like, everyone knows the stories with the Joker movie and shit, like where he sent condoms out and whatnot. But when he was getting into the character for Mark David Chapman, because of the act that he did and like the way that man thought, he like kind of like lost his shit. And he gained a bunch of weight and shit for it.
And
like
lost it all in like 3 months because he went on a liquid diet and it almost killed him or something
Yep.
like that. Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, that probably had something to do with it.
That said, I did like that part in the movie where like the muggers like pointed the gun at him and Morbius breaks his hand. He's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "The Angel of Death," or something like that at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm your friendly Dr. Michael Morbius. How can I help you?" Like, that was funny as fuck to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Is how I'm feeling about this
Feeling
movie.
that, That's how, like I said, I don't know who asked for this. No. I get the Kraven the Hunter movie. If they adapt like Kraven's Last Hunt or something like that, which I don't think they will because I'm pretty sure he dies at the end of that. It's been a while since I've read it. But like if they, especially because Aaron Taylor Johnson's an underrated actor. But also, hold up. Aaron Taylor Johnson was in a movie about John Lennon. And then, where he played John Lennon. And then Mike David Chapman, fucking Jared Leto played the guy that killed John Lennon. Oh my God, this is concrete evidence that Morbius is going to kill Kraven the Hunter in the Spider-Man universe.
When's the last time you had some sleep, Luke? When's the last time you got a good night's sleep? No. Like, I don't know. Like, I literally don't care about Morbius especially because they're releasing it at like the absolute worst time.
It's in January, isn't it?
Yeah, like
what?
That's where you dump movies you don't believe in.
Yeah.
For one, two.
That's where they put the last part of the Hunger Games. I remember.
Yeah.
No.
Because they're like, wow, these weren't very good. So let's just get
the
this
books
out.
are okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
So before we wrap up here, there's one thing I do kind of want to talk about. So I've been a champion for Green Lantern Mosaic. I really love the comic.
It was your first recommendation to me on this podcast,
and I recommend everybody read it. However, there's something that's definitely information that I've since learned.
Okay.
Since that I feel like people should know before they read it. The main writer for it, Gerard Jones. He was in 2018 caught with lewd images of children on his computer.
Oh, cheese pizza is what we refer to that on in the YouTube world.
Yeah. And now the reason I'm saying this is because I know that there are a lot of people out there who will feel have a complicated feeling about whether or not they want to support.
I'm not going to read the rest of the series because of this. I want you to know that.
And then that's fair. And the thing is, I had just learned this.
Yeah, of course. And you're a fan of the writing, obviously.
And so this is one of those things where, like, I feel like in order to feel like I don't want to recommend it and then nobody know this and then they find out it and feel like, you know, because there are going to be people who don't want to support this or don't want to read any more of it because of this connection. And this is a big reason why DC has kind of shoved it under the rug.
Yeah.
Which, because I was curious, I was like, this is a really good story. And they kind of just, you know, they
push
pretend like it didn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, now we know why. So I feel like that's information that should be put out there to the people who've been recommended this, that if you do not feel comfortable, if you do not want to support this, I don't blame you at
100%.
all. It's obviously some people that doesn't matter to. Some people can divorce the art from the artist. I'm personally in a weird place with it. And
fair enough.
And
I enjoyed the writing from what I read. Like I said, I read 4 issues of this thing.
Yeah, and
now I'm kind of sad.
Yeah, and that's the thing that it's like, it's one of those things where it's this weird area, and having been somebody who recommended it, I would like to then give out this
kind of like a trigger warning.
Yeah,
towards
and
it.
say,
Okay.
look,
Fair
this
enough.
is a thing that I have now learned, and so I have to kind of take back my recommendation of it.
Fair
because
enough.
of that. And I just felt like that was something that we should do.
Okay, then. Speaking of recommendations, do you want to get into the recommendations of the week?
Let's do it.
Ants! I still don't know why that fucking advert happened. What's your recommend? recommendation for me, Bubba.
You go first. I did it first last time.
It's been 2 weeks. I forgot about that. My recommendation for you is the HBO Watchmen series.
Okay.
It's only 1 season long. I haven't watched all of it. I've only watched like 2 episodes of it, but I know a lot of what's happened. I watched a lot of the scenes with Dr. Manhattan. The guy who plays him, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's playing Morpheus in the new Matrix movie.
And he's the guy who plays Black Manta in the Aquaman movie.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
Very good actor.
And he kills it as Dr. Manhattan. There you go, DC doing it again.
Yeah.
We're using the same fucking actor.
But like the whole Watchmen thing, that's like definitely its own.
Listen here.
Like,
I agree. The Doomsday Clock was fucking dumb.
It was a neat idea that was done.
The only
poorly.
sequel to Watchmen there is the prequel before Watchmen.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't like how. I didn't like the Doomsday Clock. I like
where everyone became a Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, no, that's dumb.
Yeah,
the only person that's Dr. Manhattan is Dr. Manhattan because only John Osterman, the clockmaker's son, had the chance to rebuild his atoms and bones. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Watchmen fan. Some of Alan Moore's best writing.
Yeah, it is, and
right under his Swamp Thing run.
Yeah, that might be his best.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite, actually. All right.
My recommendation is a bit of an odd one because I feel like a lot of people are gonna go, yeah, no fucking shit. But The Witcher on Netflix. I really like it.
No, okay, I'll check it out.
It's because I was kind of like you because I was like, this is based off a video game.
Well, it's not that. I played the first game. It's actually based on books. The game.
Well, the games are based off of books, and the show I think is based more off of the books than the games.
It is,
but
it has more references to the games though. I don't know. It's a blend.
It's a blend
because I played the first game and it was. I didn't like it. I know it's critically acclaimed, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's terrible or anything. It's got good graphics. It's not my bag. It's like Dark Souls. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a huge fan of Dark Souls.
I will say it has a catchy theme song. I've heard it. Toss a coin to
Dark Souls.
I meant The Witcher, but yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Dark Souls, you're gonna fight demons. Dark Souls, roll on the ground.
But yeah, no, The Witcher's really good. It's very interesting storytelling. Henry Cavill fucking kills it because
of course he does.
He's the fucking goat. But I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's good.
All right,
that's my recommendation.
That was episode 6. We will see you guys next Wednesday. Holy shit! We forgot to talk about the shitty Suicide Squad game.
We're just gonna